Today's video is sponsored by me, Jason Akers. I know a lot of YouTubers and content creators are placing ad breaks in their videos these days in order to make ends meet. And I understand why, but all my videos are created by me, paid for by me. I buy my own cameras, editing software, microphones. I spend hours of time recording and editing the videos for you, my audience. I don't like a lot of self-promotion, but I wanted to take the time to let you know about the ways you can help support the videos and my content. I have a large list of links in every description of every video I provide you with. All of the pesticides I use in my business are listed on my Amazon page. When I started my business, I used Amazon a lot in order to receive my chemicals and equipment the next day delivery. It's a service that I trust. So I list pesticides there for you to find. I also have several affiliate links listed for B&G products and pesticides as well. My course on bedbugs is the #1 course on Udemy's website that goes over extensive treatment methods on the control of bedbugs, from automobile treatment to living room and even bedrooms as well. If you have checked all of those links and still wish to support me, I have a PayPal, Patreon, and other ways to donate to the channel in the links on my main page of YouTube, as well as in the description of every one of my videos. As always, the best way to support me at what means the most to me is if you will like this video, if you will share this video with your friends, and if you will subscribe to my channel. That honestly means the most to me, and that's what keeps me going, truly. More than money, more than anything else, is just keeping you guys happy and keeping you with the content that you like to have. Speaking of subscribing, I also have a join button at the top of my YouTube channel as well. This feature is new with YouTube and works in much the same way as a Twitch subscription works. When you hit this button and join the channel, it gives you special features that only joining the channel can give. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section below, giving me any suggestions you might have for the next video. So don't forget, like and subscribe, and on with the show. Oh, see if I can get this thing to work. That's not it. That is. Hey, everybody. I'm Jason Akers with Akers Pest Control. Hope everybody's having a good night. Kenju, sorry to hear you broke a tooth. That sucks. Everybody welcome Kenju. He's always donating every single time I get on here. He's like the first person to. I appreciate it. He's a good guy. Been here for a long time. Years, I think. Kenju's been on my YouTube. So, why is this thing still on? Did I turn that off? There we go. I got a little fan, and it will blow against my microphone when I stream, so I don't like to use it when I stream because it sounds awful. So, let me set my phone. There we go. All right. Hope everybody's having a good night. I wanted to talk about a couple things. So, I always feel weird saying this stuff because it's I don't even know how to start with this. Do you know how to start with this, Alicia? I talked to you about it earlier.
I already gave you my opinion.
Well, I shouldn't say nothing at all?
Yeah.
All right. So, I will mention, though, I do have consultations I have set up for people if they want to talk to me privately. I mean, I'm here. This is free. Every Thursday night, I live stream for free. You come on here, you can ask me questions. The phone number up at the top. You can call in, you can text it, and I'll answer your question. But if you're shy and you don't want people to hear you or anything, and you just want private stuff or talking with me, whatever, call and ask me questions, you can. you can book a appointment with me. So the way you do that is you go to youtube.com, which you're on, right? /GreenAkersPC. That's my page. See, there we are. And there's the stream right now that's live. All right. If you click that, you go over there, and then you scroll down to more. You see the more button? Well, you can't see it because my picture's in the way. But anyway, if you click that more button right there, it's underneath join right here. It's a little thing says more. And you scroll down, you can book a time to talk with me right here. This is my web page, all right, where you can click it. If you click it, it'll take you to this page right here where you can book consultations with me, okay? It's all legit. You know, Square runs it and everything if you want to. Now, people have complained, and they have said that they think this is too expensive. 45-minute consultation, $175, hour consultation, $250. All right, that's pretty expensive. I agree, that is expensive, but I'm taking time away from my family to do it. It's just, it's a lot for me to do it because I try to run a business and everything too. I got FaceTime consultations. If you want to do a face-to-face with me, I can do that too. But I added a 10-minute budget phone call option. So if you just have a couple of questions and you want to call and talk to me for 10 minutes, you can. So I tried to do what people wanted me to do and give them the ability to communicate with me, you know, at a cheaper rate. So it's not so expensive. It's just 10 minutes. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that, of course, every Thursday night is always free. I'm here for free, and I'll answer your question live on the air for free. Always free. So, let me turn on the phone, too. It's been a couple of weeks, so everybody tell Alicia happy birthday. The reason I wasn't here last week is because it was my wife's birthday. My wife's birthday. So, she is 21 again. So, tell her happy birthday. I told her happy birthday. We sang happy birthday to her all last week, like every day last week. We sang happy birthday to her. So, because that's what I do. I'm one of these people. I don't celebrate happy birthday or birthdays or whatever. I celebrate the happy birthday week. I feel like one day ain't enough, especially for somebody like Alicia, who's, you know, means so much to me. I'm gonna wish her happy birthday every day. She's the best person in the world for me. So what are we going to talk about? I got a Nightbot now. Pretty cool. Comes in here, logs in, and gives people the Discord for anyone that's interested in Discord, jumping over and talking to us. Why was that deleted? View deleted message. Happy birthday. Wait a minute. That's okay. See, now he's kind of picky. Nightbot is very picky about emotes. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Let me see. Spam protection. Excess symbols. Options. Let's give that an option. It says limit 8. So that should have been fine. So I don't understand why it blocked you. So I'm sorry about that. I'm game to tell you my bedbug horror story and tell you what my options are to how you think I should proceed. This is Andrew. Well, hello, Andrew. You are welcome to tell me anything. You can call if you want, or you can text me. I'm getting the messages. What is going on with this thing? Why is it taking the emoticons away? Why can't people post emoticons? I don't mind that. There we go. Hello, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. How can I help you?
Hi, Jason. I'm watching your show live.
You are?
And yes, sir. I think I am.
What's going on?
But I went ahead. I have a situation with the bed bugs, and I've been watching your stuff online. However, I've had it sprayed twice, and actually the day before yesterday,
You may want to turn your volume down because hearing yourself may screw you up a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I just don't want your, reverb in the background.
There we go.
There you go.
I think I did it now.
That works. What's going on?
Okay, thank you so much. So I've had I'm a renter, and I'm trying not to bother my landlords, and I ended up realizing that there was bed bugs in the place that I'm renting. Didn't want to offend them, so I went out and bought brand new bedding, as well as a brand new mattress, brand new box springs, and for the past 5 weeks, I have not been able to get rid of bed bugs. I
For how
had
many
someone
weeks?
come professionally. 5 weeks.
Okay.
So every night it takes me 3 hours to try and get ready for bed with washing everything, putting everything in the high heat, and spraying the mattress down with everything I can get my hands on except pesticides. So my question to you is, I had someone came professionally and they utilized the Alpine spray.
Mm-hmm.
They used it just on the bed, and the headboard, which is also fabric, is actually basically screwed to the wall so he could only get the surface. I'm still having serious problems with bed bugs every single morning when I wake up.
Right.
What do I do? I have not slept in 5 weeks.
So, what are you spraying your bed with?
Before I had them spray with Alpine, I had tried every natural remedy, like, rubbing alcohol mixed in with lemon extract, mixed in with, spearmint, peppermint, tea tree oil, anything and everything that I can get my hands on to try and natural, but then yet I'm literally spraying the bed down every single night before I can go to sleep, and I still feel them biting me. And every morning when I get up, right in the area where I'm sleeping, I run my hand and I can find at least 100 eggs, and I've been taking pictures of it. So it's definitely not my imagination, and I'm at my wit's end what to do.
Where are you finding eggs?
On the bed, even though it's a brand new mattress and I've got the encaser on it, and that's the place that I have been spraying. And recently I've also found it on the couch. That's the only 2 locations that I've seen it.
Okay. All right. So, have you sprayed with any alcohol or anything like that after the exterminator came?
No.
Have you done anything since the exterminator came?
Just
Yourself?
basically, finally, yesterday, I did do warm water and lemon just so that I can sit on the couch because I still felt like they were biting me.
Do you live in the States?
Yes.
Okay. What state do you live in? If you don't mind me asking.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
Are they strict with their rules on what kind of pesticides they can have there, or what you can buy yourself?
No.
Yeah, because I have to ask, because some of the states are crazy and they won't let you buy certain things based on where you live.
No,
Okay.
and I mean, the exterminator has been very honest with me and told me, listen, go get this stuff, and if you're still having problems, I'll even come back and do it for you for free.
Okay.
But the bottom line is I can't sleep, literally
Alpine,
every single
there
night.
is a problem with Alpine. So I used to use Alpine. I used to use Alpine along with Crossfire. I would treat mattresses, box springs with Crossfire, and I would use Alpine along the baseboards and everywhere else that I could not treat with Crossfire. But I noticed after a couple years of doing that it wasn't working as well. So I dropped Alpine, stopped using it altogether, and just went strict to Crossfire only. And I get better results. And so I feel like the bed bugs have started to develop a resistance. In fact, there was a study done on Alpine resistance to bed bugs specifically at Virginia Tech. And they found that there's like out of 80, it's like an 80% knockdown, so 20% resistance. So if you're going into a house that, in an area where you live, I mean, I don't know exactly what the demographic is there or how many bed bug jobs people are doing, but if everyone's using Alpine and that's all they're using, eventually you will develop a resistant strain to Alpine, and Alpine won't work at all on any of the bed bugs in your area. And so it could be that.
I've gone to the local stores, and I mean, I have already, by watching you, I have already ordered the Crossfire. It's just that it hasn't gotten here yet.
Right.
And I need to know, is there anything I can do tonight just to be able to sleep without getting completely eaten?
Well, I mean,
did
you
go
could
to
always
Ace
get a hotel room. I mean, but I
yeah,
mean,
okay.
truthful. I mean, maybe, and even then, you might get eaten up. Who knows what the hotel will have?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so,
But I did go to Ace tonight, and I got this product called JT Eaton Kills Bed Bugs, and it says that it definitely does work pretty good. So I guess my actual question to you is, I've got brand new mattress. It's completely encased. It's been sprayed, and yet I'm still feeling it. Is there a possibility that the bed bugs are like coming through the bed frame, and the bed frame is actually metal? So is there anything else in that bed that I can treat tonight with this fancy stuff that I bought that's supposed to be
is the
more of a
active ingredient
pesticide?
deltamethrin?
Yes,
Because if it's JT Eaton kills bed bugs too, with the new.
yes.
Okay, yeah. So that's let me put that up here because I'll show that on my stream and let people read that too while I'm talking to you. So that product is deltamethrin. It will kill bed bugs to an extent. It is a synthetic pyrethroid. The problem with using something like deltamethrin is that you are more likely to have issues with a repellency. And if you go and use this on your bed or around your bed for bed bugs, and then you go and you buy Crossfire and you use Crossfire 2, the repellency will actually shine through the non-repellent because
I see.
Crossfire is a non-repellent pesticide. And so when you're
Gotcha,
dealing
yeah.
with a non-repellent pesticide, you don't really want it to come into contact with repellents. Like the Alpine WSG won't be an
Right.
issue at all because it is a non-repellent, just like Crossfire is. Temperate is a non-repellent. Alpine is a non-repellent. Crossfire is a non-repellent. Apprehend is a non-repellent. And so those pesticides are, if you mix them with things that are highly repellent, like a deltamethrin or bifenthrin, something like that, even though they claim that the pesticide is a non-repellent, it's usually not true. If it ends in a THRIN, like deltamethrin or cypermethrin or something like that, it's considered a
Yes.
synthetic pyrethroid, which is based in pyrethrin technology. And so you're dealing with something that is
Right.
more... so pyrethrins are natural pesticides. They occur on chrysanthemums, marigolds, other flowers. And all a synthetic pyrethroid is it's a pyrethrin that's been molecularly enhanced. So it's synthetic. It's not, all natural or anything like that, but it
Right,
acts in the same way as a pyrethrin does. And so bugs naturally are repelled by them.
Okay.
And so I usually don't recommend using something like a synthetic pyrethroid. You can use that strictly just pyrethroids, and you can repel them. You'd have to treat probably every 2 or 3 weeks and be very, very religious. Treat every 2 to 3 weeks on time. And what you're doing is you're creating a barrier that they cannot crawl across. And if they do, they're not going to want to because it's a repellent. And eventually you force them to, because they'll either crawl across it or they'll starve. And when they do, eventually, which could be 4, 5, 6 months later after you're treating all the time, then eventually they'll die off. And so you can actually kill bed bugs without using something like Crossfire, but Crossfire is just so much easier. 1 or 2 times and you're done.
That's definitely the product I'm waiting on. It's just that it's like one more night last night that I just, it's like literally 5 weeks of not sleeping is kind of taking a toll. So I went out to buy this, and unfortunately, none of the local places has anything like Crossfire. Even to get that, I would
most
have to
pesticides
order.
that I own, like in my work vehicle, the stuff that I keep inside my artillery, so to speak, to use against bugs, you can't go to anywhere and buy it. It's concentrated. You might find half of the stuff I use maybe at like a Tractor Supply or a Southern States or somewhere like that, where you're dealing with a farm supply store, where you're dealing with farmers are going in and buying concentrates. You can get a lot of chemicals there sometimes, but a lot of this, they're not treating for bed bugs. They're not going into their chicken coop and treating for bed bugs. They're not going into the cow barn and treating for bed bugs. So bed bug pesticides specifically like Crossfire and Alpine are things you're going to have to order online because it's
Right.
something that unless you've got connections with, someone at Univar or which is a company you can order pesticides from. Like Univar is one, Target Specialty Products, that's another one that I have connections through, but they also have my license number. They sell to
Right.
me
Right.
in a mass volume because I'm licensed. And it's not that you can't buy them yourself. I mean, it's obvious you can. You can buy the same chemicals I buy on Amazon. In fact, sometimes I buy my chemicals on Amazon. Actually, the last time I made my order for Alpine WSG, I ordered through Amazon. It was the cheapest place that had it, and I buy cheap as like $30 a piece, cheap. And so I ordered it from
Right.
Amazon because it was cheaper. And so based on that, that's also what you could look into. That's why you have to buy it online. Because you could use it around bed legs. You can use it even on the bed frame in different places where the bed bugs have to crawl across to get to you, and they'll get in it and it will stick. And then, of course, you can peel it off when you go and you use the Crossfire. But usually it only works for a day or so because you know how sticky tape is. It's only going to be sticky for so long.
Right.
And so that's one option I've heard people use, and it works really well. But like I said, I've never had to. Usually people call me, I go right to their house, I treat their house that day. And so it's not something that, I've actually
So
used
I wanted
myself.
to ask you because one of your videos you had mentioned to do both the Crossfire and the granulas of the Alpine.
Alpine WSG.
So the combination.
That's what
So
I
the
used to use.
combination
So
of
my
the two-
videos are years old. A lot of my videos I haven't
Oh,
really
okay.
updated. And so a lot of them
Okay.
are just very old videos because that's the way I used to do it. Like I said, so Alpine WSG it's a water soluble granule that's mixed with water. So you have to mix it with water. It dissolves in water just like if you were to put sugar in tea or something and stir it.
Right.
And so what happens is it makes a chemical that way. So it's a dry chemical that actually creates a liquid chemical. And so I used to have two different tanks. I had one tank with Alpine in it and one tank with Crossfire. And my son and I would go in together and do the job, and he would treat all the baseboards and all around the bed legs and stuff like that, and the couches, the bottoms of the couches and stuff with Alpine because that's what it's labeled for. And then the stuff that I couldn't use Alpine on and I could only use Crossfire on, that's what I would do. And so I would treat actual mattresses and box springs and stuff with Crossfire. And so the only thing in the house I was actually treating with Crossfire were primarily the mattress and the box spring. Everything else I was treating with Alpine. But I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that in probably
you just
3
do
years.
Crossfire. Okay.
But most of my videos are old. I've got 6, 7, 8 years. 8 years in August. 8 years worth of videos. And the problem is that people are like, you need to come on and you need to make a video about this. You need to make a video about that. I'm like, but I've got them. It's just thousands of them you have to kind of weed through because I've been on YouTube for 8 years, and so it's like I think it's getting close to 2,000 videos now that you have to kind of search. That's why I try to explain to people if you're on my actual YouTube channel and you use the search function, that it's a lot handier because you can actually find the stuff you need really quickly if you just search.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I've really gotten a lot out of just watching your videos. I didn't even realize how old they were. Like, I've gotten so much information from you as compared to doing this completely on my own and not being able to really get any results. So I just kind of decided to get on here and see if you had any other new updates that, could remedy this situation right now while I'm waiting for Crossfire.
That's the best I could tell you. I haven't changed.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I know.
unless the bugs become resistant to Crossfire, I won't have any new information because the chemicals I've got right now work. And as long as they work, I don't change my methods. But like I made a video about spider control. I do need to make a redo that video because I actually use Onslaught Fast Cap for spiders now. It works better than the older chemicals I had mentioned. And so there's things like that. When things change and when better things come on the market, I do change. I do update videos, but I very rarely take the old ones off because there's a lot of videos. I have a lot of
information. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking my call and thank you for answering. I'm definitely waiting for Crossfire, but I had to try and figure something out just for tonight. So.
Well, good luck.
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good night.
Thanks very much. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, this is Jason with Akers Pest Control. Can I help you?
Yeah, hey Jason, it's Andrew calling in from Queens.
Hello. As soon as you texted me, I got a call from somebody else. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Staying busy.
The first thing I have to do is start off by saying thank you for making all those videos because we have been going through bed bug hell here, and it's your videos that are the reason I didn't just open the wallet and hand over the money to the first pirate who came into the house, so to speak.
Right.
It basically, our bedbug hell actually isn't bedbug hell. It's the opposite. We've actually only seen 3 in my house. All of them are on a sectional sofa. I basically pulled the sofa apart, expecting to find eggs, another bug, a baby bug, something, and there's nothing else. They're all hiding like in the cushion or whatever. So my process is I started going on Yelp. I started getting estimates, and your head's probably going to spin when I tell you this one. So we had the canine come through the house. The canine has confirmed that they are only in my dad's bedroom and in the living room. All the other rooms, including our basement, checked out clean. So I guess I should start by asking you, how much faith do you as a fumigate or a exterminator put in the canine senses and sensibilities?
Canines are fantastic. As long as they're trained
Okay.
properly, they're actually really, really good.
Okay.
Have now personally, I don't have one. The reason I don't have a canine for my business is because they're extremely expensive. To get one now, the guy that I was looking into purchasing one from actually lives in West Virginia, and he breeds Springer Spaniels. And a Springer Spaniel, of course, is a taller dog. A lot of the guys that go around, they usually use things like Labradors or Beagles to sniff out the bed bugs. And it's not that they're, horrible. It's just that I feel like if I'm going to spend all this money on a dog, I'm going to get the one that's tall, that doesn't have a problem with ground sniffing. One of the issues with small dogs like Beagles is that they spend a lot of time sniffing around on the ground, and you're having to constantly say, no, sniff here, no, sniff there, sniff there, sniff there, and you're always trying to tell the dog to stop sniffing the floor. And it's not that the bed bugs won't be in the floor. It's that a Springer Spaniel can sniff the floor just as well as a Beagle, but they can also reach things Beagles can't reach, like curtain rods and light switches and stuff like that, and the tops of headboards and places that you may not be able to see the bed bugs, but the dog can find. And those dogs run about 10 grand. And so they're
Wow.
they're really expensive. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago that I was looking into this. And I don't know, with the price of inflation and everything like it's been, it may even be more than that now. And I have about a 99 to maybe 90, between 90 and 98% effective at finding them just by myself. And a bedbug dog is about that. And so I'm like, unless I go blind and I just have problems looking at, I usually know where to look. I've been doing this for 24 years. And so, if you're having issues and you don't know if it's bedbug, see, this is the problem, is it seems like there's a vast hysteria that's going around where if people get bit, they immediately believe that they're getting bit by bed bugs. I see this all the time. People comment, people message me, people email me, they try to call me all the time, and they say, I've been bit. I just know it's bed bugs. I'm like, how do you know? And they haven't found anything. They haven't seen anything. They haven't seen any blood. They're just getting bug bites because there's this fear that they're everywhere and they're going to get you, kind of like the boogeyman. But in reality, a lot of times it's not bed bugs that are biting people. We're in the middle of summertime. What bites people in the summer? Mosquitoes, spiders, ants, all kinds of stuff get in and bite people this time of year. And usually my call volume shoots through the roof. I go out there and I realize it's not bed bugs at all. It's, ants or something. It's not actually carpet beetles, but it's not actually bed bugs.
Well, that's actually been my problem, is that the bed bugs have been living in the recliner, in the sofa, and for the past week they've been living in my head rent-free, because the psychology of knowing they're around is really it's frustrating, especially in my case, because we've only seen 3 of them, and I know they're in the sofa, I know they're in the recliner now. They also found a small shell casing behind the recliner, which seems to indicate they may have started to scurry into other places.
Well, that
So
might have fallen
now
off the
look,
recliner too when you open and shut it, because they'll do that.
sure. But now in terms of my treatment options, so the person who comes through with the beagle, and I'm glad you're sitting down, basically presents me with a treatment plan that includes basically Vikaning or fumigating the sectional sofa in a box truck that we would rent and park outside the house. Wanted me to bring in the movers for that. And then suggested a heat treatment for the bedroom. And I already know how you feel about heat treatments. And after watching a few of your videos about how you feel about heat treatments, I feel the same way. But the grand total they presented me with for all of this was $6,000.
That sounds about right. I was actually thinking 9,800, but you're cheaper than I thought.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's good to know that they're in the ballpark. I was looking for something for more affordable, because I thought that was a little bit expensive. And so the thing that I've come across in all of my research, because being in New York, now this I don't fully understand. I know I can't get crossfire in New York, but
Have you tried?
Okay, sure. If an exterminator, can an exterminator get crossfire in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know then.
A lot of people in New York get it. Actually, it was a lot harder to get. It was harder to get crossfire in New York maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They may have changed their rules, because a lot of people are telling me through my Discord in different places that they're able to get crossfire now. So it may be that it's easier to get in New York. There are other states that are getting stricter, like California. A lot of people contact me from California and say they can't get it at all. They can't get any neonicotinoids in California, but California also outlawed rodenticide, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's crossfire you might be able to get. There have been some people that have said that they could get it no problem. So
okay.
But Vikane,
And then
I would have you watched any of my video on Vikane?
No, I haven't gotten to the Vikane videos yet.
So Vikane is a toxic gas that will kill you. And when they first were using Vikane years ago, they would use it for things like, they still use it. They use it in California. They use it in Florida, Georgia. They use it to tent houses to kill termites. So when you get drywood termites attack a house much like the same as carpenter ants. And so they used to use it for carpenter ants too, and they may still do that in other states. But they outlawed Vikane in Virginia because it was killing people. People were going back in their house after the exterminator said it was okay. See, we don't have drywood termites in Virginia. We just have eastern subterranean termites. So people would go back in their house when they were said it was safe to go in there, and people were dying. And so they outlawed it. They said the reason people were dying from Vikane is because what it would do is it would absorb into the synthetic fibers of like that everything's made of now. You know, pillows, couches, cushions, mattresses. I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress. It's absolutely synthetic material. And so those kinds of things, because they create these like air pockets inside the material, the Vikane kind of absorbs and it doesn't dissipate like it would if it were something like a cotton mattress or, cotton fibers, because cotton is more porous and of course it's able to kind of breathe through it and it disappears and it's safe. But in synthetic material, it's not. And so what happened is actually a story out of Galax, Virginia, Freeze, Galax, down in the southern part of Virginia, where a couple, it was a husband and wife, they did a Vikane treatment. They were out of the house as long as they needed. I think it was even a day or two longer than they needed to be because they just went on vacation. And they came back, and the wife was awoke in the middle of the night by her husband seizing and convulsing in the bed. And they took him to the hospital. She called the emergency number, 911 and everything. They came out with the ambulance. They put them in the ambulance. They took their pillows with them in the ambulance. Both of the people died on the way to the hospital because the pillows were what had absorbed the Vikane and it wasn't allowed to dissipate. And now if you think about that, when you fast forward to 2023 and you go and you use Vikane in a house with bed bugs, which you have to treat the bed, you have to treat the pillows, you have to treat all this stuff that has to stay and be treated with Vikane. Like they want to take it, put it in a truck, and Vikane treat it all. That's not, in my opinion, a safe option. It's like never a valid option.
Okay.
To me.
Because
I mean, if you're dead, they're not going to bother you anymore. I mean, how far do you want to take this?
Sure.
And so that's why I don't do Vikane. That's why I would never do Vikane. If for some reason that was the only way, people would just get bed bugs. I just wouldn't treat them anymore. But I've been spraying houses for bed bugs since I was 17 years old, and I've never had a problem with liquid application. It's always worked. Always worked.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes longer. It's not something that's going to kill them overnight, but it's also not going to kill you.
Sure. I'm glad I didn't get to those videos that you had posted yet, but I'm glad I asked you about it because now I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. The treatment option that seems to be very popular around here and much more affordable is Apprehend. And so I had mentioned it to the exterminator. Good. Yeah, well, I mentioned it to the exterminator who proposed the Vikane and the heat treatment. And he was telling me that the Apprehend is very messy. It's oily. It gets all over the place. For the infestation that we have, it's not that good. Well, P.S. somebody gave me an estimate today to do Apprehend in my 3-bedroom, single-family, detached house, and it was $1,675, which sounded, $1,675, which sounded a lot better than $6,000 for heat treatment. And this dovetails into something else I wanted to ask you about. The $1,675 for the Apprehend came with a 90-day guarantee.
Yep, it lasts 90
the
days.
heat treatment, the heat treatment and the Vikane came with no guarantee.
Of course, because if you the thing is if Vikane dissipates. So it's not going to be effective. Whenever they say you can come back in the house, it's not even supposed to be there anymore, and neither is the heat. They turn the heat off, house gets cold. So it's like that's why I don't believe in them, because there's no residue. But where Apprehend lasts 90 days, Apprehend will kill bed bugs for the entire 90-day period that's why they're guaranteeing it for 90 days, because they're like, it's Apprehend, we'll guarantee the product. That's basically what they're doing. They are satisfied enough with their treatment method that they can guarantee that in the 90-day period the chemicals applied, it's going to kill bed bugs.
Yeah, so now my other options are, I do have one more exterminator coming tomorrow. He says he does a 6-month guarantee on the Apprehend. But as far as you're concerned, the Apprehend is like, how would you compare it to Crossfire if they told you couldn't use Crossfire anymore?
I would switch to it. If I couldn't use Crossfire, I would switch to Apprehend. That's what I would do. And that's my next chemical.
Okay.
I actually was considering getting some through the winter this year and just trying it out and just seeing how well it worked, maybe on my own house if my wife will let me do it. I don't think she's gonna let me do it, but it's I'll talk to you about it later.
Someone might be in trouble.
Here's the problem with Apprehend. This is the problem with Apprehend. Apprehend is a mold spore. It's actually a fungal spore. And when the bed bug crawls across it, it eats away at their exoskeleton and stuff, and it kills them. And so they die. It's actually transmissible. They can transmit it back and forth between each other and kill the ones that maybe haven't crawled out and gotten into it. So it's really good as like a domino effect. So it kills them all. But the problem is that there have been studies. So it's actually, they used it in agriculture first, this specific type of spore. They used to use it in agriculture. They still use it in agriculture to kill different types of bugs and stuff in the ground and different arthropods that attack plants. And it's very safe. It's really good, but it's also used outside. But when you take it and you bring it in the house, there have been cases of people having allergic reactions to it, like rashes, hives, and irritation to the skin. And so that's the issue, and that's the only thing that would hold me back from using something like Apprehend, is that I don't want to cause my customer to have an allergic reaction to something. Crossfire doesn't have that problem, and Apprehend does. And so, and it doesn't do it to everybody, because not everybody's allergic, just like not everybody is allergic to peanuts. Not everybody is allergic to eggs, but, some people are. And so I don't want to risk the fact that I get the one customer that's got a horrible allergic reaction and gets a horrible skin irritation, ends up going to the doctor. That's why I haven't switched to it or tried it yet.
Sure, sure. One of my concerns with my bed bug problem is that it happened right after I visited a fairly dirty movie theater that I'll never go back to again. The other situation that I have is that my dad is elderly. He lives with me and he has live-in aides who are here 24/7. So most of the exterminators think it came from the aides. My concern is that if it did come from the movie theater, I may have brought them in the car with me. Is there any way to treat the car?
Now, if I was your exterminator, I would assume it was the AIDS too. I would not assume it was the movie theater,
Okay.
even though I have actually serviced people's houses that brought bed bugs from movie theaters. It's much
Mhm.
more common to get it from those aides, those nurses' aides. But if you could treat your car with Crossfire, and I recommend doing it. In fact, when I do bed bug work, sometimes I'll even do the car the next day because people have to leave. When I go in, I treat the house. I make them leave. I'm like, hey, you got to leave. You got to get out of here, and not because it'll hurt them, but because they need to get out of the way so I can do my job. And it's quite an
Sure.
ordeal when you start flipping furniture upside down. And I find that it's just easier for me to get in and get out and do my job better when no one's home. And so I will tell them to leave, and then I might come back the next day and treat their car. But that way, everything is treated, and you don't have to worry about the idea in the back of your head that, oh, I didn't treat this, I didn't treat that. Maybe I have them, maybe I still have them, or because it's psychological. You will think you have bugs even after the bugs are all dead. I had it when I infested my own house almost 2 years ago. It affected me for 6 months. I talked to my wife about this just a couple nights ago, and I'm like, were you ever worried? And she's like, no, I knew you could kill them. I was never worried. After you treated, I knew they were going to die. And I was like, it was in my head every day for 6 months. I would wake up in the middle of the night. If a hair touched me, I would think a bed bug was crawling on me. I'd have to wake up and check and make sure there weren't no bed bugs in the bed. It was crazy. But
Yeah, I empathize with you 100%. What I've been telling people about this bedbug situation, and again, we've only seen three, but we live in an area that was severely affected by Hurricane Sandy. I had 8 inches of water in my basement.
oh
It
yeah,
was
that
just
was a
enough
bad
to
one.
mess everything up.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
real
oh
bad one.
yeah. We were without electricity for 2 weeks. Without heat for a month. It was real rough living. And when I woke up the morning of Hurricane Sandy, the water that had come into our basement was raw sewage. There were fish swimming through the basement, and I just shut the door and went back to bed. The bed bugs, when I caught one Sunday night, crushed it. The blood exploded, and I went, "Oh my God, it's a bed bug." I was up till 5 a.m. in the morning, but thankfully, when I was up till 5 a.m. in the morning, that's when I first started finding your videos and some videos from Rutgers, and I realized, okay, what they say in the media is not all. It's not like the house is going to fall down and they're going to eat me alive and whatever. They
If
don't
the
they don't even transmit disease.
if the media can keep you terrified, you will see more
Mm-hmm.
advertisements. And that is how
Yep.
if it wasn't for advertisers, the media wouldn't exist because that's how they make their money. They sell ad space. And that's like YouTube. YouTube wouldn't exist, honestly, if it wasn't for ad space. And so that's how YouTube makes their money. That's how everybody makes their money. Nobody talks about that
Sure.
anymore. But that's how they keep you watching. Like, the OJ Simpson trial. People watch that because it was a train wreck. You know, people were glued
Uh-huh.
to their TV
Uh-huh.
the entire COVID-19 pandemic. People were glued to their TVs and their radios because they were terrified, and it kept them listening, it kept them buying, it kept them engaged. And it seems like that's the way the media always is they want to keep you absolutely petrified because that's how they sell to you. And so I'm like, that's why my videos I don't think get a lot of traction compared to some other videos out there. Like Mark Rober can go and make a video and get 15 million views in a day. And
Sure.
my
Sure. Sure.
video
Sure.
I made on Mark Rober's video and how crappy it was and how much of a lie it was has only gotten 5,000 views. And so it's like, I don't get a lot of views, but I'm also not really. I'm trying to calm people down. I'm trying to be the voice of reason to try to explain. Look, they don't cause sickness. They won't make you sick. Yeah, they're annoying. They're at least as annoying as mosquitoes, but you can kill them. You can get rid of them. It's not impossible. You don't have to hire somebody even. This is my job. I kill bed bugs. I get paid to go in people's house and kill bed bugs, and here I am telling people how to do my job for free. I don't get paid anything. YouTube, It's I don't do this to make money. I do this just to help people.
Yeah.
So
And it's very much appreciated. I think the final question I have for you is, given my options, if you had and I think I know your answer to this, but if you had to choose between, for your own home, between the heat treatment Vikane combo or going with the Apprehend,
if I had to pick, I would go with Apprehend. I would never do Vikane.
Okay.
I would never do Vikane.
Okay.
I will never do Vikane. That is because the reason I know about this story, I knew about this story because what happened was I had a lady that contacted me from Charlottesville, which is like an hour and a half from me. She contacted me from Charlottesville and she wanted me to come up there and she wanted me to inspect her house and say it was okay in order for her to be able to move back to Canada. She was moving back to Canada, and they required that her bed be treated with Vikane in order to move back to Canada. And I told her, I said, I'm pretty sure that's against the law in Virginia because I know they made it against the law. I knew about this job in Galax because my dad is from Galax, Virginia. And so I knew specifically about this certain story. And I said, I'm pretty sure that they outlawed Vikane in Virginia. And this is what I told her on the phone. I said, I think they're telling you this because the Canadian government knows that Vikane's illegal and they don't want you bringing bed bugs back into Canada. That's what I told her because that's what I assumed. And then I went home and I started researching. And I'm like, holy shit, they brought Vikane back to Virginia just for bed bugs. And bed bugs, all right, so termites and carpenter ants will make your house fall over. All right, I can understand the extreme of using Vikane. You take your bed out, you take all of your furniture out of the house because they don't need to be there. They're not, causing any structural problems to your house. So you take all your furniture out, you treat your house with Vikane, you kill the carpenter ants in your house. That makes sense to me. But to go and treat specifically synthetic material that we know for a fact likes to hold on to Vikane longer than it should, that just didn't make any sense with me. And so I made a video on Vikane because I'm like, people need to know that this is crazy. This is crazy. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that's not hardly any news on that at all.
I had no idea that the Vikane was retained by the synthetic stuff. And quite honestly, all I know about my couch is that it's comfortable. So I may well have been setting my father and I up for a death trap, unfortunately. So I appreciate the warning. Any last thoughts on the Apprehend, things to watch out for, things to be aware of, or I should just move in that direction? Because the other side of the coin is I don't want to do this myself.
Well, Apprehend will work. More than likely, as long as they do it right. The problem with Apprehend, and this is where I notice that people make mistakes with it. I mean, if they're going to guarantee, they're going to guarantee. I would go with the 6-month guarantee personally. But if they're going to guarantee it that long, and the reason I say 6 months is because that gives them the ability to come back and apply if they misapply. Because the problem with Apprehend is there's a distance. So there's special equipment you have to use to be able to spray it because it's a live mold spore. When you're spraying it, if you use too much pressure, it breaks it up and it causes it not to be effective. If you're not close enough or you're too far away from the material you're trying to spray to kill the bed bugs, it won't be as effective. So there's a lot of room for error when using Apprehend because it's not a chemical. It's not a pesticide. It's very unique. It's a unique thing that people are using in their house. They're not using it in the soil where it absorbs into the ground and it kills arthropods that crawl across the earth. It's just you have to spray it in a band around the bed, around the baseboards and stuff, and it has to be applied at the right distance in order to kill. And that's why I said I would probably go with the guy with the 6-month guarantee, even if he's a little more expensive than the guy with the 3-month guarantee. But let me know. Come back and let me know how it works because I'd like to know.
Yeah, I most certainly will. And I can tell you the fact that you just crossed Vikane out of the budget pretty much almost guarantees that the 6-month guy is going to end up getting the job.
I mean, that's just a good guarantee. I just feel like it would be crazy not to just because he's giving you half a year. That's a pretty solid guarantee. And he's probably had a lot of success because I don't guarantee bed bugs in my business at all. And the reason I don't guarantee bed bug service is because people bring them back in the house. People have bad habits. Yeah. Their sister has bed bugs, but they babysit for their sister, and they're not going to tell their sister, no, I'm not going to babysit for you anymore. So they end up reinfesting their house. And if that were the case, I'd be doing free bed bugs for their lifetime just because I guarantee it, you know. I guarantee, the best guarantee I give people is half off of a second treatment if they need me. But most people don't. Most people don't need a second treatment. So.
Sure. Well, Jason, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I wanted to say thank you one more time.
Well,
I
no,
very
thank
much
you.
appreciate it. And I will report back on the Apprehend for sure.
All right, sure thing. Thanks. You have a good night.
You too. Take care.
I'm going to run and go use the restroom real quick because I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll mute my mic first so y'all don't hear me talking about having to use the bathroom. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to use the bathroom. Goodness me. Let's see. Okay. My cousin has bed bugs, and they've gotten her kitchen. She lives in a mobile home and legally blind from a stroke. Where should her son spray in the kitchen? Also, her mattress looks the same as the back of a box spring. How should he spray the back of her mattress? So it's one of those mattresses you can't flip. So I received this via text message, which is right above my head, right there. Call or text, because you can call or text. And so I wanted to answer this question because it came in through text message. So when you're treating a home and you're treating areas that bed bugs may not be living in, like kitchens, bathrooms, just treat the baseboards. I may treat around a commode where the toilet actually attaches to the floor, the cracks and crevices around those areas, and that's it. You don't really need to go in cabinets. You don't need to treat and the crown molding. I mean, if you're in a trailer, treat the crown molding throughout the entire house. Which the crown molding would be like if you were to treat that area right there. You see where the wall meets the ceiling? That's called the crown. And so you want to treat that area in a trailer. And it actually in a trailer, let me go and let's do a drawing with Jason. I don't do these. I try to do at least one every week. I'll show you. Let me see. Paint. I got my search function working. I got to reboot my computer like all the time. Windows. It's just, we're lost to the days of Windows 95. Windows 95 was a solid system. Anyway, let's show you how to do a trailer. So if you got a mobile home, like a single wide, double wide, triple wide, whatever, and let's say this is your wall. All right? So your wall is broken up into panels. So usually it's a paneling. It may not be a wood paneling. It may be like a type of a wallpaper, and they will have strips where the panels go together. All right, where they kind of meet. They'll meet together in these little strips, and there'll be cracks there. Well, in order to cover those cracks, they'll have these little, that kind of look like pieces of quarter round, but they're actually like half moon shapes that will actually go over top of these cracks. Those boards, let's see, let's make it a little bit thinner. Will be like this. All right, and they'll cover that crack, and they'll cover that crack to make it look more seamless, to make it look prettier. Okay? So in a trailer, you want to make sure you treat areas like this. So when you treat in a trailer, you treat these little things, and sometimes they'll even have a strip at the top of the ceiling. They'll have a strip at the top like that, and they'll also have a baseboard at the bottom. You know, to make it look snazzy. All right? Finish work. Okay? And so you want to treat areas like this too. All right? The baseboards and the crown molding. Because bed bugs will go to those places. Especially if you've used diatomaceous earth or other types of pesticides that are known to repel bed bugs. They'll go up and hide in these places. So those are the places you want to treat for if you've got, a trailer wall. And this is every bedroom, every living room, all the kitchen, the dining room, all the areas in the kitchen. These are the primary spots you want to make sure you treat. And you don't have to treat it heavy. You don't have to, soak it or anything like that. Really, the places you're going to want to spend most of your attention are on your mattresses. Your mattresses, your box springs, your headboard, footboard, bed rails, sofas, lazy boy recliners, places that bed bugs are actually going to go to you. I've gone into homes where hoarders lived. And I'm talking like TLC hoarders buried alive houses where you, in order to walk through the house, you had to do it like right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Because you couldn't put both feet side by side. It was like this, single file, because the houses were so full of just stuff. And the houses also had bed bugs, and the bed bugs were living in all that stuff. The one person I'm thinking of, she actually had stuff piled all around her bed and all around her sofa and all around her lazy boy and stuff. You could tell where she spent most of her time because the sofa was clear. The lazy boy was clear. The mattress was clear. Everything else was all junked up. I mean, she even had stuff in her bathroom where you couldn't even get to the toilet. There was stuff piled all the way to the door to her bathroom, but the bathroom door was propped open, so you could see. I mean, you couldn't tell it was a bathroom. You wouldn't know. If you went into her house, you would think it was a walk-in closet, but it was actually a bathroom. Just stuff piled up everywhere. And I went in there, treated the mattresses, I treated the beds. I couldn't even get in one bedroom, but the bedroom was, no one could get in the bedroom. No one was going in that room at all. And I treated her sofa, I treated her lazy boy, and I treated her bed, and that's all I could really treat. And the bed bugs died. So it was very effective. So you don't have to, I know a lot of people freak out and they're like, I think I'm going to miss a spot. I need to know, maybe I'm going to miss this spot. Maybe I'm going to miss that spot. But really, Crossfire is a really good chemical. It works really, really well as long as you treat the areas that you are going to spend your time. They are attracted to you. They aren't attracted to your things. The only reason they go and get into your things is to lay eggs or to try to retreat away from the males, because the females will try to go in places and hide in places where they shouldn't be. But ultimately, they are attracted to you. So if you treat the areas you're going to be, like your sofas and your beds, places like that, they're going to die. So I have missed a lot of
Someone
chat.
was asking about they're using Alpine WSG to treat fleas,
Okay.
but what can they do so they don't develop a resistance?
I've never had a resistance to fleas with Alpine, ever. They die too quickly. They're not like, okay, so there in pest control, and I don't know if y'all heard that or not. She's asking if fleas can get resistant to Alpine WSG. In pest control, you have pesticide resistance. This is a real thing, or even pesticide immunity. So I have never run into pesticide resistance with Alpine or any chemical on fleas ever. I've never run into resistance. I've run into resistance when I've dealt with cockroaches. I've run into resistance when dealing with bed bugs. People that claim that fleas get resistant to chemical, I believe just don't know what they're doing. They just don't understand how to kill fleas, because I've never had it happen. It's never happened to me ever. Never. Now, that doesn't mean that fleas don't develop resistance to chemicals. They develop resistance to the pesticides that you use on your pet. So like when you treat your pet with things like Frontline, all right, they will develop resistance to it. They will develop resistance to ingesting that chemical in their body, and it'll just stop killing them. It won't work as well. Or I think this, not so much that the flea has developed a resistance, but that the dog or the cat gets better at eliminating the chemical from its bloodstream. So when you treat your cat and dog with Frontline, all right, so you put it on the back of the neck, all right? It goes in, soaks into the skin, gets into the bloodstream. Now there's a chemical in the blood. What does the dog's body do when there is an invader that doesn't belong there? It's a chemical that doesn't belong in the dog. And so what the dog's body immediately does is it starts saying, hey, we got to get rid of this. This doesn't belong here. Let's kick it out. So the immune system kicks in, and the newer the chemical, the longer it takes for the animal's immune system to kick in. And so this is just my theory. This is a theory because I have actually used chemicals that are in spot on the neck treatment and flea dips and stuff that actually do still work on fleas, but they don't work in a dog or a cat treatment anymore. And this is why I believe this, because as far as common sense, this is how I feel. Because people can develop resistance to medicines. People can develop resistance to where the body becomes so good at kicking out the medicine, like penicillin. You can become completely resistant to penicillin to the point where you have to be given amoxicillin or some other type of an antibiotic, because your body becomes so good at kicking out penicillin that you will not be able to kill the infection that you have before your body eliminates
I don't know if that's really that good of a thing, because it's more of the bacteria adapts to it.
Yes, but that's correct. But there are issues where the body does eliminate the chemical, and it does get more efficient at eliminating the chemical, and that's why I believe that that's what it is, and not that the fleas are getting resistant. I've been on the phone, Patty. I don't understand why it's not working for you. I'm sorry. But I've answered 2 phone calls already tonight. I don't know if you heard, but I've been on the phone tonight.
They used to say that bed bugs stay within 15 to 20 feet of the bed. Any truth to this?
Yeah, that's true. But they will wander. Who said that? Caveman. They used to say in an average infestation, bed bugs stay within 15 or 20 feet of the bed. Any truth to this? That is true, but if you move bedrooms, they will follow you. If a house is 50 feet long and you're sleeping on one side of the house and you need to travel to the other side of the house to try to avoid them, they will follow you to the other side of the house. So they will, trying to find a blood meal. So I had a minor bedbug infestation in our living room, rug, and dog bed, 2 tempered treatments, and 1 crossfire. Haven't seen any live bugs since the treatment. When can I relax a little? I tell people to give it 30 days. So in 30 days from the last time you had a bedbug sighting, and that is blood spots, let me think, bedbug blood spots, poop stains, casings, or bedbugs themselves, as long as you haven't had any of those things, you should be bedbug free. That does not mean bug bites. Now, if you get bug bites, that does not mean you have bed bugs. Just because you just got over a bed bug infestation does not mean you still have bed bugs. And also, let's show you this. Let me show you something else here. All right. So this is your arm. All right. And we're going to go with, let's see, pencil. We got a thumb and a finger and finger and finger and a finger. All right, there's your arm. I know it's an awful arm. So the bed bugs bite you. All right. Sometimes they bite you once. And that's all. They get all they need. They bite you one time. That's all they need. Sometimes they'll bite you once, get a little tipsy, fall off, crawl over here, and bite you again. Get tipsy again, fall off, go over here, and bite you again. Or bite you in a cluster right in the same spot where they just fall off and they bite you and you end up with a cluster of bites like that. Okay? Sometimes you'll have multiple bug bites from multiple bugs. Let's say they come along and they're like, I'm going to bite here. And, oh, hey, Joe's going to come over. He's my buddy. He's going to bite right here. And Amber, she's right here. She's going to bite right here. And all 3 of them are biting you all at once. So you're getting clusters of bites, or maybe single bites, in a row like this. But like I said, sometimes you just might get a bite all by itself. And there it is, just a bite all by itself. Maybe it's a mosquito. Maybe it's a bed bug. Who knows? And I'll tell you what else bites like this. Fleas. Fleas do the same exact thing. The same thing you see here. You cannot tell me just because you have bug bites that you have bed bugs. You might have fleas. You might have ants. Ants do this. Fleas do this. Bed bugs do this. All 3 of those different types of bugs right there do this. And if it's single bug bites all by themselves, like up here, maybe it was a spider. Maybe this bite right here was a mosquito that got in up underneath the covers with you and bit you in the bed. Maybe it bit you a whole bunch of times until it was able to get out, because that happens. That's a really common thing. So just because you're getting bug bites, don't assume that it's bed bugs. It might be something else. I have a bed bug question. My wife has been fighting bed bugs for 12 years. Burnt beds, couch, and chairs. I have yet to see a live bed bug. She has magnifying lenses to see these specks. Sounds like parasitic psychosis. Doesn't sound like bed bugs.
Not a doctor, though.
But I'm not a doctor. People, like I was just telling that caller, people get these obsessions. When you see it on the news, when you see it on YouTube, when you see it, all these, like I said, Mark Rober does this documentary type thing on bed bugs. It gets people scared. If they get these bug bites, you know, like this, they got all these bug bites on their arm, and they assume that they've got bed bugs right away because they just saw a show, a 2020 or some special on bed bugs. And they think, that's me. I just saw it on TV. That is me. But they have yet to find a bed bug. They're looking at specks under a mic. That is a bed bug. See that? That is a bed bug. That's not even an adult. Not even a full-grown adult bed bug. It's dead, but that's a bed bug. All right? You don't need a magnifying glass to see that. You can see that with your eyes. All right, watch. Watch. Let me show you. Oh, can I do it? There we go. See? Is it going to focus? It's not going to focus. That's a bed bug. All right. That's how big they are. The eggs can be seen. They're not invisible. They can be seen. Okay? Now, if you have thrown away all your beds and mattresses and all that stuff, more than likely it's not a bed bug problem that you've got. Let me see if I can bring up a picture. I got a good picture. I really should have a folder on my computer so I can show you guys. Just keep it, because I go do this all the time. But I feel like I delete the pictures because it gets kind of... Let me see. It gets a lot. It turns into a lot to keep track of on my desktop, because I usually put everything on my desktop. I'm looking all these monitors trying to figure out which one has the pictures on it. There's a new folder there. Is that it? No, that's not it. Well, let's see. What about this? What's this one? Oh, that's me with the bee stings. That's pretty bad. You want to see how I react to bees? I'll show you how that. I'll show you that one. That'd be interesting, won't it? All right. So I got stung by a bee 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago. There's me. All right. Ball-faced hornet. Okay. And then that was maybe what, 20 minutes after I had been stung. And then that's maybe about an hour after I had been stung. That's about 2 hours after I had been stung. And this is the next day after I had been stung. Just change subject completely. You know. That's what ball-faced hornets do to me. So, yep. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. But let me see if I can find the bedbug picture. I'm not here to drive a wedge between a husband and wife. I'll tell you that right now. I know it can be very upsetting to have a bedbug problem. I've been there. I know. If you use... So people will use Crossfire. And it won't work like I promise. Okay? Because, I mean, I'm technically, I'm not really promising anything. I'm just telling you what I've done in my job. What the results that I have been able to achieve with my job. That doesn't mean you're going to get the same results I get. Results may vary. All right? You know how they always say that? Results may vary? Results may vary. Now, one thing you've got to understand is I have been in pest control since I was like 6, 7 years old. I am 41. I am almost 42 years old. I have been in pest control for over 35 years of my life. I have done a lot with chemicals. Okay? I have killed lots of bugs. I have developed an ability. I've got a lot of experience doing what I do. Just because I can get rid of bed bugs doesn't mean you can. Because I'm a professional. I'm trying to find pictures of bed bugs. Let me see here. I have a really good picture that I took years ago. I could show your baby picture, right, Alicia?
My baby, I mean,
That's one I'm allowed to, right? Yeah, because then they wouldn't know what you look like. All right. Let's do this one. Let me download this picture, and I'm going to save it, and I'm going to forget I saved it, and then I'm going to download it again. All right. There you go. That's not it. So those are bed bugs. That's a bed bug picture I took. This has got all the stages. Everything I took with an iPhone. Actually, I might have taken that with a Samsung. I may have had a Samsung back then. Oh, that's an old picture. All right. These are bed bugs. You see this black stuff? That's their poop. All right. There's adult. That's an adult. That's an adult. Just like this one I just showed you up there. Now, you know the size because I showed you what they look like. All right. Those are the bed bugs. All right. Now, if we zoom in, see if I can find an egg for you because they're in here too. See, these babies. They're little babies. Casings. This is one that's not a casing. These are actual different instars. All visible to the naked eye. All right. There's an egg right there. See that? That's an egg. That's an egg. All right. These are open. You see how this one's got a little hole on the side? That's because a bed bug hatched out of that egg. All right. That's what the eggs look like. You can see that. Now, see, I zoom way out. You can still see it. See, there's an egg and there's an egg. You can see them. They usually lay them in clusters. Like, you'll have little clusters of eggs. Like, see, this was actually on a mattress. See how they're laid in clusters? There's an egg. There's an egg. This was a pretty serious infestation. This was on a mattress encasement. That's where I found these. So, actually, they were coming out of a mattress encasement, of a rip in a mattress encasement, because the bed bugs were still alive. See, here's a cluster of eggs. See, this is how they usually lay them, like this right here. See, it's a cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, they got a whole cluster of eggs right there. That's how they're laid. Usually, that's what you see, is you'll see clusters of bed bug eggs. So, you can see all that. All that is visible. They look the bed bug eggs look like little Tic Tacs. If you know what a Tic Tac is. Let me see. I can't show you the Tic Tac picture because it won't let me save it. It won't let me save the picture. I won't save that picture of that Tic Tac. Oh well. Just look up T-I-C-T-A-C. Tic Tac. So, that's what they look like. Just little ones. About a third of the size of a grain of rice. Uncooked rice. I saw something that looked like a line of sand under a sofa, well, when I was fighting them. Yeah, it looks like that. But it's very specific size. And I mean, you look at this, it's an oval shape. It's an oval shape. See, their actual size, they're oval shapes. It's like, if I showed you what a chicken egg looked like, all chicken eggs look like chicken eggs. All right? All bed bug eggs look like this. They all look like this. If you're seeing black specks or grains of sand or something that appears to be like dirt or grainy, it's not bed bug eggs. This is what bed bug eggs look like. They look like rice, like spilled rice everywhere, but really, really tiny. Like really tiny.
Like fine rice.
Like what?
Like a fine rice.
Like a fine rice, but smaller, and they don't taste as good. Caveman says, I found them in the lint trap in my dryer. Yeah, you'll find them in places like that. So, but that's what they look like. You'll find bed bugs in the lint trap too. Oop, what am I doing? I'm messing my whole thing up. Look at that. I'll put that back up there like that. There we go. You can find bed bug skins in the laundry. You can find them in your lint trap. Okay, so Iconic Warrior, I cannot get links in text messaging. I can't get videos or anything like that. It's Skype. So if you sent that, I can't get that. The video I linked is Texas carbon dioxide traps don't work. So they don't ever work. I've got a lot of evidence that prove they don't work. So I don't recommend them. It's just a scam. What I find is YouTube likes to promote scams. They like that. They like people to see that, to not get, relief. I honestly think that's what it is. They just don't like relief. Let me see if I can pull this right here. Let's YouTube.com. Now I'm in incognito mode, so I'm not logged in or anything. They don't know who I am. Look, there I am. Boom. Right there. Because I'm live. All right. So let's search. Cheap bed bug treatment. And let's just see what they got. Well, there I am. It must be because I've already done it. All right. How to get rid of bed bugs, DIY. Let's see, this guy, this is not. I did a video on this guy. Well, I'm up here a lot. There's this one. There's that one that every time, 19 million views. 19 million views. That I actually pointed out. See, this isn't cheap. Bed bug solution. All right. People also watched natural trick to get rid of bed bugs fast and permanently in your mattress. And see, they're using like salt and they're using baking soda and stuff. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. Man, I've got a lot of it. I come up real common in here. I think it's because I've already searched my thing and it thinks I'm that. Let me start new. Let me start fresh. Let me close all this stuff down. Let's try a brand new incognito mode. So let's try this. Oops. All right, YouTube. There we go. That's better. Bed bug solution. Or let's do it this way. Man, there I am again. All right, let's try home remedy. Let's try something that won't bring me up. 5 effective home remedies for bed bugs. Should we watch this and risk getting copyright protected? Let's try this and see. Is that bad? Am I going to get in trouble for that? I'm going to have to mute that. I don't know if I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike just for the music alone. That's the problem. All right, baking soda. This is what they claim, and I'm going to explain to you why it's not true. Baking soda helps absorb moisture from the body of bed bugs due to its drying properties, which does not work on bed bugs. It has antimicrobial properties, which destroys bed bugs. It's not true either. Spread some baking soda around the crevices and cracks of whatever you find bugs. This is not true. This is not true. So this is absolutely not true. And the reason this is not true is because a bed bug, and let's do this again. All right, let's show you this again. Let me explain to you why this is a lie. Why baking soda does not kill bed bugs. All right? Because let's pretend this is a bed. Well, let's get the thing working. There's your bed bug. All right, let's do some legs. Because it's an insect, so it's got 3 pairs of legs. All right? There's your bed bug. All right? Let's pretend this exoskeleton is like a force field. All right? Boom. Now, that exoskeleton is a very thick, it's a very thick skin. It's like having really, really thick skin. It's actually the bones are on the outside. So you have an endoskeleton. Endoskeleton is, like bones like this. All right? You have bones in your body. That's an endoskeleton. An exoskeleton means the bone is on the outside of their body. So the exoskeleton, what it does is it's a shape. It's a big hard shell like a tank. Okay? The moisture inside a bed bug's body cannot, if it tries to get out of this shape, it goes and it bounces back. All right? Let's say it's trying, but it doesn't because it's hitting this shield. All right? It doesn't sweat. Bugs do not sweat like people do. They do not excrete moisture at all. Ever. They keep the moisture in their body. So when you put baking soda out, it does not work because bed bugs don't actually, the baking soda won't pull the moisture out. They've got that exoskeleton to protect their body. That will never work. It will never work to kill bed bugs. That will not work. Okay? That's why. So let's see what the next one is. I'm not playing the music because I don't want to get copyright strikes. So I'm not going to play the music. And that's 1. All right, 2, hot water. Okay, and now explain why this one won't work. So let's use this again. We're going to use the same picture. We're going to use a different one. All right. Here's the hot water tank. Okay, let's actually just read the whole thing they said here. Let's read the whole thing. Any clothes or items coming into contact with the infected bed, like linen, shirts, bed sheets, etc., need to be washed properly with hot water. Bed bugs cannot withstand very hot water, and the easiest way to kill them is to use extremely hot water while washing. Okay, so if you do this old school, like the original Willy Wonka movie, where they boil the sheets, you will kill the bed bugs in your sheets. People don't wash laundry that way anymore. Okay, they don't. They use a water heater, and then they have their washing machine. And then they have pipes that go from this to this. All right? So your hot water heater, let's say it's 130 degrees. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot enough to kill eggs, adults, babies, everything. All the bed bugs. If the bed bugs are inside that hot water tank, they're going to die. They're dead. Too hot. Too hot. But a funny thing happens when the water is pumped from a hot water heater into a washing machine. There is a transference of heat, all right, along your pipes, which is why if you take your hand and you go up here and you're like, I'm going to grab that copper pipe right there, and you'll feel it, and it'll feel warm. It might even feel hot because the hot water is in that tube. But what happens as the water is flowing from this hot water tank to your washing machine, you are having a transference of heat. Okay? So it is not, by the time it gets to the washing machine, it's not 130 degrees. It's actually colder than 130 degrees because it lost some heat on the way. It might still be too hot. It might still scald you maybe, but you're losing heat as it's traveling. And the further distance you've got between your hot water heater and your washing machine, you will lose heat. Now, some new washing machines have a built-in heat coil in the machine that will actually reheat the water when it gets to the washing machine. But it is much more effective to take your laundry and put it in the dryer first because all the air is instantly hot. It gets hot, it stays hot for an hour, and it dries your clothes. Then you can always wash the bed bugs out of your clothes. But using the washing machine is actually not as effective as using a dryer. The dryer is more effective than a washing machine. Washing machines do not really work. Bed bugs can swim, and the water will lose a lot of heat, especially if it mixes with cold when it gets in the washing machine. All right? And plus, the water in this line won't be instantly hot. It will actually have cold water until it starts pulling water from the hot water heater. It's all cold anyway. So you're actually going to be mixing this 130 degree water with the water that's in this line, and so it's just not going to be 130 degrees. It will not be that hot. It won't be by the time it gets to the washing machine. So let's watch some more on this video here. Now, this video has got, how many views? It's got a lot of views, don't it? 109,000 views, all right? Mint leaves. This is not true at all. You can use mint leaves to prevent the entry of bed bugs in your home. It is an effective repellent that keeps bugs at bay. Sprinkle crushed mint leaves. That's not true. That's just not true. That's just a lie. That's not true. That's just not true. Bean leaves. That's not true either. They use this herb as a traditional Belkin method of trapping bed bugs. Take some bean leaves and because that's something you can buy anywhere, right? It helps trap. This is a home remedy. Hey, honey, Honey, can you go up to the kitchen and get me some bean leaves?
Oh my God.
This is a home remedy. We should have bean leaves in the house. Will you go get me some bean leaves? I need some bean leaves. You know what? That is not true. That is absolutely not true. It's just not true. I'm sorry. It's not true. And see, this is the stuff that's popular on YouTube. That's just lies. It's not true. Talcum powder. You know what's bad about talcum powder is talcum powder has asbestos in it. You're more likely to kill yourself with talcum powder than you are.
Didn't they get rid of it in America, though?
It says sprinkle baby powder and talcum powder over your bedspread. This
talcum
suffocates
powder is
bed bugs and eventually kills them. Do not sleep in these areas. It's not true. That's not true anyway. People use talcum powder and baby powder in their... Is that the thing behind you that's making that noise? Alexa, turn off games. Sorry if I trigger anybody's little, smart things or not. But anyway, no, this is actually not true either. This is not true either. So none of those were true. So 5 for 5, not true. People will tell me, they'll say, oh, you're just saying that because you don't want people to save money. You'd rather people hire you. No, that's not how I am. Actually, if you just go online and buy some Crossfire yourself, you kill them yourself and you'll do it right. And you won't waste your money on these stupid ideas. Where do you buy bean leaves? What are bean leaves? Let me see here. Amazon. Bean leaves. Wait a minute. Why do I have to do that? Can I just go to Amazon? There we go. Bean leaves. Let's see. Oh, the mighty leaf. That's vanilla beans. That ain't right. So where are bean leaves? How do you buy bean leaves? Huh?
Probably just any bean.
Any bean? Just bean leaves?
Probably.
I know if I eat beans, I could chase my wife out of bed, but the bed bugs won't leave. That's true. That's true, right? That's true. You agree with that, right, Leisha?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty wretched.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Everyone wants an easier, softer way. These things must be dealt with by brute force, i.e. harsh chemicals. Crossfire is not a harsh chemical. Just because it's a chemical doesn't mean it's harsh, because it's not. It's not harsh at all.
That's like everyone like saying something like, "Oh, no one wants to eat their greens. You just need to eat a ton of spinach smoothies." But spinach smoothies can kill your kidneys if you eat too much spinach.
Oh yeah, spinach.
You know?
Yeah, spinach can cause kidney stones.
Peppermint can cause babies to stop breathing. So
SIDS.
just because it's natural doesn't mean that it's safe and effective.
You know what's natural? Arsenic. Arsenic is all natural. You can get arsenic from peach pits and apple seeds. It's all natural. Would you want to eat arsenic? Most pesticides are based off of natural ingredients.
They just stabilize them to last longer.
Right. Right. See, that's what it is. See, most pesticides, like she said, most pesticides are actually pulled from natural ingredients. The problem is when you take a pesticide away from a plant that produces it, like, synthetic pyrethroids, or a pyrethrin that occurs naturally in a flower, like a chrysanthemum or a marigold, they break down really quickly. They don't last very long at all because they're taken away from what is keeping the chemical effective, the flower. All right. So what they've done is they have taken that product, the pyrethrin, and they have molecularly enhanced it to last longer. They give it stabilizers and stuff like that to make the chemical last longer. And, actually, Crossfire is safer than a pyrethrin. Crossfire is safer than a synthetic pyrethroid. It's a synthetic chemical. It's a neonicotinoid. It's pulled from nicotine is the way they make it. Is because of neonicotinoid. All neonicotinoids are made from, it's a nicotine, which is a natural thing. Nicotine is all natural, comes from tobacco. It's an all natural thing that they take and they create pesticides out of it because nicotine is a toxin. It does, people know this. People have known this for years, is nicotine can kill you. Nicotine is a toxin. When they take certain parts of it away, the parts that kill the bugs, they're very safe to use around humans. It won't hurt you at all.
to be scared of a pack of cigarettes sitting in their house.
Some people are. Some people would be afraid of a pack of cigarettes sitting in their house, but a lot of people won't. If I just had a pack of cigarettes laying here in the background where you could see it, YouTube would probably demonetize me, but because you can't have cigarettes, I probably can't even talk about cigarettes. I'd probably get in trouble. Can you or should you apply Crossfire to the surface of your mattress or furniture? Yes, you should. You should. Mainly seams, though. Stick to the seams and cracks, crevices. Lady claimed I broke her washer due to telling her she needed to launder with treatments. The thing is if they dry them first and wash them later. See, I don't tell people that. I don't give people that kind of advice. Let me show you the advice that I give people. Well, I'm going to give you a checklist. All right? Boom. This is my checklist. All right? This is before the job. All right, I should do that. Before treatment, remove, bed, close. And that's like sheets, comforters, covers, stuff like that. I can't treat the bed with that stuff on it. And that's when I'm going to expose myself. All right? 1. That's step 1. Step 2. Remove. Remove pets and people for 2 to 4 hours or until dry. All right? So that's the second thing. That's before treatment. That's what I tell people to do before. Okay? That's before treatment. Let's move this. Hey, Jennifer. Let's move this over here. All right. Now, let's go after treatment. After. The only thing that needs to be washed that's all. Oh, and 2. Don't There you go. That's all I tell people. Okay? Now, let me explain why I tell people this. All right? I tell people them infected laundry needs to be washed. What is that? That's bed sheets, that's comforters, like fitted sheet, regular sheet, pillowcases, any skirting that's on the bed. If they've got curtains that may have had the bed bugs in them, either throw them away if they can't be laundered or wash those. And that's it. If you're worried about like stuffed animals, throw them in the dryer. Because you can't wash stuffed animals usually. Usually you can only dry those. You might be able to wash them. It depends on the type of stuffed animal. But, and the most important thing is don't spray any other pesticides. If I've come in your house and I've treated with Crossfire, don't spray anything else in the house. Because everything you buy at the store is garbage. It won't work. It'll just cause Crossfire to stop working. So that's what I tell people. And that's it. That's it. If you think that the bed bugs are in your clothes, by all means, you can wash your clothes. They're probably not there. If you think the bed bugs are in your closets, they're probably not there, but you can wash your clothes in your closet. 90% of the bed bug jobs I do are not extreme. They're not excessive. The bed bugs aren't in everything a person owns. They're just sporadic in a couple of places, maybe the sofa, maybe the bed. That's it. That's it. Maybe a guest room or something. But primarily, there are houses that I've been in where they live everywhere. And it'd be better just to go in there and start over. Throw the stuff away and start over. But that's not common. I mean, I've done one this year. One bed bug job. One. This whole year. That was so horrible. I told the guy, you need to throw your chair away. Your chair is infested with bed bugs. You need to throw your chair away. It is bad. It is really, really bad. And I've only told 3 people in my entire career to throw the furniture away, and he was one of them. So you don't want to use repellents when mixed with Crossfire, no. But you can use repellents. It's not... I talk a lot on my channel about Crossfire. Crossfire is a non-repellent. Alpine WSG is a non-repellent. Temperate is a non-repellent. They're all non-repellents. They're more effective than repellents. But it doesn't mean that you can't use a repellent to get rid of bed bugs. Let's say you live in Canada. Let's say you live in the UK or Germany. Or, because Germany is a country I've actually been asked, well, they can't get Crossfire. You know, what do they do? What can we do? What can people in other parts of the world do to get rid of their bed bug problems? They may only have repellents available to them. And if that's the only chemical you have available, you just treat every 2 or 3 weeks. You treat everything the label allows you to treat. Try to create a barrier between you and the bed bugs. If they're living on your bed, you may have to throw your bed away. But get rid of it and treat with a repellent everywhere that you possibly can. And put it on a calendar. You know, take your calendar and mark it off and be like, all right, this day I treated. Next month, this day, I'm going to treat again. Or in 2 weeks, like if you treat on a Friday, in 2 weeks, treat on a Friday. In another 2 weeks, treat on a Friday. And just do it every 2 weeks. And within 4 or 5 months, you'll probably get rid of your bedbug infestation. That's the way I used to do it. I used to only have repellents. Neonicotinoids are a new family of pesticides within the last 10 years. They haven't been around that long. Mostly that's why a lot of the industry still uses repellents, because they're not ready to switch over to a non-repellent method to get rid of bed bugs. They would rather use what they know, what they remember, what they've been doing for years. So that's why. All right. It's not that it doesn't work. It just takes a lot more work to do it right. That's the problem. It's not impossible. It can be done. It's just you have to do it all the time, because what you're doing is you're creating a repellent barrier that the bed bugs don't want to crawl over. So they're naturally repelled. They're naturally not gonna crawl through the chemical. They don't want to come through the chemical. So eventually they will get so hungry that they have to crawl through the chemical to get to you. And when they do, they'll die, because repellents will still kill bed bugs. And you just have to make them hungry enough to crawl through it to die. That's all. It does work. It will work. I do repos, mobile homes, and see bed bugs sometimes. I bought Crossfire a couple years ago when I subbed to your channel. I haven't got them yet. Great. Good deal. So... what if I don't finish the Crossfire chemical in my sprayer? Can it stay stored there? So the label of Crossfire says it's only good for 24 hours. You can mix it, keep it stored overnight, and use it the next day, but you need to use it up. That's what the label says. But let me tell you a story about a lady who called me who treated her house 3 years ago with Crossfire, and a couple months ago she treated her sister's house with the same mixed jug of Crossfire and killed her bed bugs too. So even though it was sitting in her garage for 3 years and she had never used it in 3 years, she didn't need to. She killed her bed bugs. She kept it and used it again the next 3 years later on her sister's bed bug infestation, and it killed her bed bugs. So don't assume that just because you use it all, or you don't use it all, that it won't still work on bed bugs. So treat your cars. Treat everything. So, as far as getting rid of it, though, there's not a lot of option. Like in Virginia, they have pesticide elimination programs you can take it to get rid of it and throw it away. But I advise you to join my Discord. Nightbot just posted it a couple posts ago, and join Discord. And anytime you have any kind of odd question like that, don't hesitate to ask, and usually somebody jumps on it right away. I have a really good Discord server. People are very helpful. In fact, I think I've had people join up since we've been online, haven't I? I mean, people are talking there now. It's active right now. Yeah, you got to make sure it's mixed. Shake it real good. Shake it. Like this. I usually grab the handle on one side and the bottom on the other side and shake it back and forth like this. Rock it back and forth. Shake it really good. Make sure it's really good and agitated. So, I think they say those things on the label because they want you to buy more chemical, caveman, if you want the honest truth. You know. Expiration dates. I mean, let's talk about expiration dates on food. I did a house one time where the lady had canned food from 1985. I don't think I would eat that. Don't think so. It's 2023. Nope. Not going to eat that. Maybe if I was starving to death, I might try it. If it's the only thing in the world to eat. But I might go outside and eat some grass first.
Some bark off of a tree?
Yeah, eat some bark off of a tree or something. I don't think I'd eat food canned from 1985. I just don't trust the canning process that much. Now I have known of people.
5 years or something.
I've known of people that have had cured hams for like 100-year-old cured ham, sliced it up and ate it, and it was edible.
Curing's different than
But
canning.
that's different than canning. Canning is cooking and then sealing the air away and hoping it doesn't go bad. But they do go bad. So. You could sell them one of those to YouTubers who eat stuff like that. See, that's just I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do that. I'm like, I'm not in the business of making people sick. I don't want to make people sick. I don't like to be sick. You know, I'm a wimp. Ask my wife. I got the man flu. If I get a sniffle, I got the man flu. I hurt my back. Where's my cane? I got a cane around here somewhere. Anyway, I hurt my back a couple days. I've been working on a bathroom remodel. A tile in a bath shot. Hey, you got them pictures? You should send me them pictures.
Yeah, thank you.
You should send me them pictures in a text message. I'll show people what I've been doing. Waffler died, Kenju. I think he had a heart attack. I used to watch Waffler all the time. He was fantastic. He used to eat that stuff.
I think was it an aneurysm?
Was it an aneurysm?
I think it ended up being an aneurysm.
That's awful. But he was hilarious. He was just a good, wholehearted guy. I liked him.
I know, that was really sad.
Are you ever afraid of bringing bedbugs home to your family? I've done it. Are you afraid of me bringing bedbugs home, Alicia?
I do worry about it.
I've done
I worry
it.
about you bringing bed bugs home when it happened. I mean, the thing is, here's the problem. You only did it once, and that was a mistake because you were exhausted. I was pregnant. We were going to the hospital, and you dropped your pants by the bed and changed. You never, ever, ever, ever do that. Barring that one instance, yes, I still have worried about it because you talk about parasitic psychosis.
Send them pictures.
We have taken our whole house apart multiple times in the middle of the night and sprayed because we didn't know what was biting us. And we thought you might have brought bedbugs home.
Right.
And I mean, one time it ended up being ants. Another time it ended up being carpet beetles. Quite a few times it's been carpet beetles. Those pesky little things. I'm looking.
So, let me show you guys something too. Let me see if I can bring it up here. All right. It's one of my most popular videos. This one right here. It's popular in that I get a lot of comments on it. Doesn't have a lot of views, but it's got a lot of comments. Bedbugs PTSD. All right, I get this. I get a lot of. I get like at least 1 or 2 comments on this video every day. All right. I try to explain in this video that once you know how to kill bed bugs and you know what works and how to do it right, there is no reason to be afraid of bed bugs. There's absolutely no reason to be afraid of them at all. All right, that's going to save it though. So that's the problem, is saving that picture. If I save that picture, then it's going to put it in the date that it was taken. And that's the problem, is I don't know, because I took that picture. All right, let's see here. You're supposed to send it to Facebook, though, because if you send it to Facebook, I get it right away, and I can share it with people right away. But you didn't do that. All right. Let me do this. There we go. Now I can pull it up on Facebook. Let me do this. See, the problem is my computer is not an Apple, because I like a good computer. But copy image, and then we'll open Paint like this, and then we'll go New. There. So I've been doing that on my shower. Now, this is old. This is from several weeks. This is when I first grout. Did I grout this? This is when I grouted, right? This is after I read the grout. I hadn't even polished it all yet.
No, this is not polished. I have not taken a picture since you did the work last
Yeah, like I hung the shower here, and I did. Yeah, I've done a lot. But that's what I've been working on in my house. That. So.
Like this picture is.
But anyway.
Like this picture, so we can see the update. And let's go take another.
And so what I was doing, the reason I showed this picture. All right, so I was polishing this. I was scrubbing this tile, and I was applying the sealant because I had to seal the grout and everything. And when I was doing all that, apparently I'm too old to do that now. And I was wiping this area right here, and I was on this little stool right here. I had this stool inside the bathtub. It's a shower, and I was wiping this. And I twisted my back some way, and it's been hurting for 3 days. Luckily, it's at the end of the month, and I can send Rory to do all the work. He's been doing all the work, because I have not been able to do it. I am not able to do it. I have put my back out. And so I've got this cane I hobble around the house in. But this is what I've been working on. This is what I've been doing. So, but the other picture I think would look better, wouldn't it?
Emma's bringing another picture.
Yeah, the other picture I think looks better. The newer one. But it's marble, apparently.
Did you take a new picture with it?
No, I didn't take a picture. I just showed it to you. I was like, hey, go look. I didn't take a picture.
Emma's going to go take a picture. I'll send it to you.
See, this is a bed bug show, but I'm talking about home remodels. So, really, just talk about anything. I really don't care, anything. Jason, appreciate your advice. It's been helping me and my family out. We're about to do our third treatment in a few days. Okay? You can kind of see where it's like you can tell that some of the tile came all from the same box. You notice that, Alicia?
From the same
Like
box.
all of this is one color.
Where?
And then you have these that are one color. Like they weren't mixed, like shuffled together. Like you got dark and then it transitions to light almost, like a gradient. Like it's dark at the top and light at the bottom. I don't see the Amazon store link. Okay, so if you go
That's fantastic.
to YouTube and
Emma took a really good. You can always trust Emma to take an.
Emma
excellent
takes
picture.
excellent pictures. She does. She does take excellent pictures. So if you're on my live stream right now, and you are,
I think I just. sent
and
it
you
to
scroll down here and you go more, Amazon store right here. You got the first link is Streamlabs if you wanted to donate to me. And then you've got my course on eliminating bed bugs. You've got Crossfire, and then you've got the Amazon store, up-to-date pesticides that we use here. And you click that link, and there's the Amazon store. Bingo. Pretty cool. There it is. That's it. Bed bug supplies. You got pesticide sprayers and equipment. You carpenter bees, flea trap problems, all that good stuff. Did you send it to me? On Facebook?
Oh, I don't know if I sent it to you on Facebook.
Try sending it to me on Facebook. Yeah, send it to me on Facebook. Do, 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 do.
Okay, I think I sent it to you.
You did. You did. So this is what the shower looks like now. Let's show you this one. People like this stuff. I don't know why. But people like to see my house. I don't know why. Man, she did take a good picture. Well, kind of. So, it's not wanting to adjust right. It's squishing. Man. Cut. Cut my life into pieces. Alright, save image as. I go to desktop. I'll save it. Let's just open this. Boom. There we go. That's what it looks like now. So that's what I've done since this one was taken. So this is like I haven't polished it or anything like that. And this is polished. Wow, it looks really good. That's polished. And I hung the shower. See, this is the shower. So what this is, now, this is the funny part. So I hung this. Now, I put it up tall because I'm 6'3", and that's perfect height for me. That'll be really nice shower head. It's a rainfall thing, okay? And I can stand here, and I'd be like, oh, this is so nice. This is actually for, like, getting the crusties off if you got crusties in spots that this won't reach. This is like the wand for that. But this is a little shower thing. It's supposed to, like, hit your body. So, like, you stand there, and you be like, oh, it's just on my body, you know? And that's real nice. And you can, like, make it go to these top ones, or you can make it go to these bottom ones. And Alicia's standing there, and she's like, that's just going to spray me right in the face because she's so short. And I don't think about that because Alicia's like 4'10", so she's short. And I'm 6'3", so I'm real tall. And I put it like, I'm like, hey.
Spray you in the face.
No, it won't. No, it won't. I'm telling you, it's not going to spray me in the face.
It's going to spray me in the head.
It will spray you in the head, and that will be...
If you made it to it's not going to work for me.
The bottom ones will.
Only if you can turn off the top ones.
It's got 4.
Only if you can turn off the top ones, and I think that they're all on one nozzle.
Well, I can't lower it because there's wood in the wall. It has to hang where it is. Because I put the wood in the wall for it to hang where it's at. It has to hang there. It has to. It will be wonderful. It will be wonderful. Trust me. It will be nice. But see, I did all this today. I caulked all this, made it look all pretty at the bottom. I did this up to this part and this part. And I did this up at the top. It made it all nice. And so tomorrow, my son, Rory, and I are going to hang the door. And it's one of those like barn-style doors over it. So I'm losing people. People don't care. It's like 45 people in here. It was like 57. And they're like, oh, he's talking about his stupid shower. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to watch him anymore. So that's what I've been working on. How have y'all been? Y'all been having a good time? B&G, $390. It's cheaper. You can find it cheaper. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to close paint just in case I want to draw a picture. All right, let's not use Amazon. Don't buy B&G from Amazon. B&G sprayer. Buy it from Pest Solutions. It's cheaper. There you go. Boom. $334. Cheaper. Still expensive. $60 cheaper than Amazon. So, if you want this type of equipment. What is this handle? Is that... They're not moving to that, are they? I do not like that handle. Oh, they better not be. I don't like that at all. Hold on. B and G. There we go. Oh, see, that's 360. But that's the good one. That's the one with the right handle on it. So that's 360 at Pest Solutions. I buy stuff from them. DIY Pest Control's got one. Q Spray. See, they're expensive. They are expensive. They're not cheap, but it's professional. It lasts forever. I still have the same tank I have when I opened my business 7.5 years ago. I still use the same exact sprayer. In fact, my original B&G that I bought when I first opened my company is the one that I use for Crossfire. You just have to keep them maintained. You just clean them and take care of them. They'll last forever. It's like a car. Actually, it'll last longer than your car. Your B&G will outlive your car. So.
Did you turn MS Internet off on our computer?
No.
Her internet's off and I can't figure out why.
I'm sorry. What makes a B&G so much better for bed bugs than a regular garden sprayer? It's the multi-jet tip. That helps. That's an amazing little tip for a sprayer. It's got the ability to do a pin stream and a fan spray. It's really good. And the B&G gets the pressure. It gets really good pressure. Now, if you're curious about other sprayers, I actually have, if you go to my page here and just click sprayer, I've got these first 5 different whatever videos. It's actually on a playlist. If you go to the playlists and you go right here, this playlist, watch this playlist. In fact, let me share it with you. There you go. Watch that playlist. And I go over all of the 4 sprayers in that thumbnail right there. All 4 of those sprayers. Where you've got this one, and then the B&G. All 4 of those sprayers. I go over them all. So I recommend that you go and watch that playlist and check it out. So, but I am actually going to get off of here now. I've been on here for 2 straight hours. That's a long time. I got on time tonight. But if you're new, like and subscribe. Don't forget, follow me. Hit the notification bell, because it's not just enough to subscribe anymore. You actually have to hit a notification bell so you can, see me whenever I'm live. And check out my videos whenever I upload a new video about how to kill bugs. So, y'all have a real great night. I appreciate it. I'm going to run use bathroom again, but I'm actually going to head on to bed for the night. So, y'all have a real great one. I appreciate it. And let me see if I can find my music, and I'll send you out with some music. Y'all have a good night. And thank you for stopping by, Jennifer. I ain't seen you in forever. I see you sometimes. Sometimes you'll pop in here. But y'all have a great night. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.